Good morning, traders. So how do we trade the Aussie today? So yeah, I think this head and shoulders that we have here is very much alive, and you see it on the monthly chart here. We're on the monthly, and you can see we have a pretty solid close below it. We've closed some gaps, and the next logical level here is pretty much down at 10,800. Okay, now the big thing here, and this is a bit of a worry, is we are at the low of last year. Okay, so we've tagged the low of last year at the moment, and the question is what next? So if we just delete everything, so if we just have a look at what we have here, we've got the low of last year that we've tagged. It bounced off it, not very convincingly. Moving averages still to the downside. We do have sort of not diversions, but it's sort of Bollinger diversions that are brewing here, and we've also got a grouping of the oscillator. So there's nothing really here indicating an upward move. And we do have some inside bars here, but they're all the same color, which I discount. And I'm not entirely sure that we've got some more downside coming. But anyway, let's just get to lower time frames. You can see what I mean by this. We do have another head and shoulders here on the 4 hour. So a break below. This is the low of the year, isn't it? Yeah. So we are. Yeah. So we have a new low in place for the year. So that was the previous low of the year. We now have a new low for the year. So I would suspect we have some more downside to come. Okay. Now the interesting thing here is that we had this flag, and this flag is broken. So my measured move on this is pretty much going to take us down. Oh, look at that. Bang on to 11,391. And let's just double check where that comes into play. Okay, so that's the low of last year. Okay, so that's exactly sort of the measured move at the moment. So in other words, this move down consolidates, and we need another measured move down, which takes us to here. Okay, so that's 11,391. And if I look at the futures market at the moment, we are on 11,400. So we're pretty close to it right now. So yeah, what to do? I'm still not in a mind of that I want to trade this to the downside just yet. I would prefer to see much better, a much deeper pullback before looking for another short. This double bottom here, I would have expected that to play out, but it didn't play out, and I'm just doing that all year on the DAX. And now what we have is, I would still expect some kind of a bounce up, but it doesn't look like it's going to happen today. We're definitely going to be down at this level, and you can see we've had a few attempts to get back to this tail here of 11,391. So yeah, I would expect another move to the downside, but the thing is that does kind of validate this head and shoulders. And that move in itself, let's just be conservative, take it from there to there. Okay. I don't think there's going to be anything at that level. Just look on the weekly. Oh, I didn't see that. Okay. Yeah, you see, so that head and shoulders measured move doesn't really play out. There's all this consolidation right down the bottom at 11,821, and I'm going to take this one as well and put it there because there's an inside tail here at 11,678. However, the current measured move, so this flag here, pretty much takes us to the 200 weekly moving average. So I'd expect some kind of a bounce here again. But looking at the markets at the moment, it could just fly through that at the moment. So, yeah, I think you're looking for more downside to come. The only question is whether we're going to get this massive gap down and then sideways to up and then only come back down again. So nothing really concrete for me anyway. Let's just close off on the ichimoku and see what's happening here. So on the daily, flat Kijunsen, which is not something that I'm very interested in, and we're very far from Kijunsen as well. So I'm reluctant to play shorts there. You can see how we're coming up to the 200 moving average, and look at the Kijunsen and Kijunsen now flat, and we are far away from it. So the further we are from Kijunsen and Kijunsen, the more likelihood there is that we're going to have a bounce. Okay, so I am not really keen on this either way. Okay, let's get to the 4 hour and we will have a little look here. Okay, so the trend is still down. We are below the cloud. We did get a bullish crossover here, but that's been taken out at the moment. And on the 4 hour, we're relatively close to Kijunsen and Kijunsen, but we are below the cloud and below Kijunsen and Kijunsen, and Chico span has come through price again. So I would suspect some more downside, and I would expect this. Well, there's a little head and shoulders here on the lower time frames, but there's also this cup and handle here. Okay, so you have a couple of targets to the downside, but I think the first one is pretty much where we're going to gap down to, and then I would expect us to rally a bit, and then maybe a little bit of consolidation, and then another attempt to break through this level. We break through this 11,395, then you definitely have some levels to the downside, and you can pick them up. On the weekly, just look to the left, and pretty much every inside tail. So you're going to start with that one, and then you are going to go to these over here, and then lastly you're going to go to this one here. Okay, so draw those in on your charts and you'll know exactly where you are. So your first one is obviously 11,395 or 11,400. Then you have 11,235, and then you have 10,825. Okay, but I wouldn't get too excited because I think 11,395 will hold up price somewhat. And the question is whether it's going to hold it up properly or whether we move the downside. Now, the thing to watch out for, especially with ichimoku, is on your daily, is to watch what happens with Kijunsen here. If Kijunsen starts pointing back to the downside and Kijunsen starts pointing to the downside, then you have potential for a further move down. The problem that I have is that the oscillators are all gripped to the bottom. So there are buyers are going to step in sometime soon. You just don't know when these institutions are looking to buy. Yeah, we are at a fairly strong level here as well. And then you can see we have some gaps down here as well. Okay. And we have quite a few gaps once we get through 11,400, I think is the one we want to do. So break below that low. Okay, so that's kind of my take on this for now. Not really keen to take it anyway, to get into this. This pattern here with these oscillators here is just warning me that there is a consolidation coming. And you can see every time it consolidates like this, we have some kind of a move up, and this could just turn to be a double bottom and then move up. Okay, so that's kind of my fear on this at the moment. So I'm still waiting. Been waiting for 4 or 5 days now, and I'll probably still wait. So money's earning interest, no stress, and I'm quite happy. Anyway, guys, that's my take on the DAX. Hope it helps, and I'll catch up with you later. Cheers for now.